Godwin Edigi Tamaklo eye MPA boss director legal NDC yene no ntwetwe enkomo ewo ha mira memo ache ya no pay
ba kwa na pa me chiawo echiawo tiefo nyina so ba kwa me
tiefo nyina aje osuna boko de
wa dia daroma bra kwa me yo ye pa
woni za dodo no anim sa oyire ya asantini
serious one.
I like that response. Serious one.
Serious one.
It is a moment.
Because yeah, MP for Odotobri. Lawyer, Indiana, me incomodium na me so. Me refi go on pesaso. Also, oh, sir, meaning that.
Wow. That is the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it. Sir, Obama kwande de.
So I win him. Without saying.
You, no, maba. Na enkomo no esipa mienu. Ba konye the suspended Chief Justice.
Yeah.
Na no a eye aloya fo nka bomukuo. Moko hia ye no. Mudi tuodwa se maame na de na ekoso no entwa yie through Ghana Bar Association president se beya enka maame no kwa muri state no and matters etesa ebinuma rezi se sa article 146 no yedi gina so no tu esenka not an ally to regulate processes no. The son said bia president bia obeteki sa na mo no aye quasi judicial decision no. Inam say only legal person no. Na ke hia legal instrument to be to regulate his actions.
Hello, back on me.
Pa jotmenka.
The line now a break.
Enti ebinuma so argument ba ko mo kan say 146 no enam say ebi a president bi obeba no onye legal person no there should be an ally be regulate the processes na or the air fast one enkomo we minim say what bebre ene de GB e kan ye no e to say
yo bra kwa me want to get me that say the thing now you wouldn't say you won't me have a constitutional document almost perfect because of nipa issue any buying it's over the period you improving upon your constitution as and when Mamma small about question. Okay, carry Adam as you. Yes.
Okay.
After the Kulungugu bombings and others, the TCPP for being, Kumu Peso Muntu was harder for than in Nadi. Now, the Jomo called trial. At the end, court can say, multitude of suspicion is not enough grounds for criminal conviction unless you provide evidence, solid evidence. Evidence are withstanding cross-examination. So they were acquitted and discharged. And yet, Osage for that. So the narrative are only true, or whether right or wrong. And then you say, assembly now Osage for any NJ outcome no. We are judging for it. As a thought is asking. Good. In the 1979 Constitution. No.
Now, Mamma Baba Kram fem. What do you say? Ebra Osage for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah be the idea no. Edu baby no. Even the police, hierarchy no. Woman and Yagin. What do you say? First time was Saki IGP. Majiti. Was Saki no.
Good. So now the issue in the say, share or maintaining any anti judicial outcome, no bitch me a judge for. Yeah, constitution, no, 68, 79. And now, the provision be added to. And that was the beginning of Article 146. But so Article 146 was introduced into the Constitution to ensure say Omanpini ain't no quite to remove a judge because on the judge yet or judging on the decision. But 79 Constitution, no, every PT. But now there was something lacking in that Constitution. A crime so in a bit mediating judge, you know, in a manner, you also not disgrace the judiciary. What's your judge? In a 1992 Constitution, no, you repeat the provision in the 79 Constitution, but yet the another provision they become, which is that the proceedings for the removal of superior court judges, no, it should be held in camera. It is because of that abakosem na yanya no. In the 92 Constitution na yedi 2. Yes, therapy. Senator, you emphasize your museum to ensure that in future no, we be sa any day and my view. The bill can we say Ghana ya abakosem acquired interest. Okay, yeah, and my year 2 or surgical Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is the idea.
24th February 1966.
Fantastic. The new military government now, we say almost say up different commissions. One of the
Palu Commission.
One, you know, one of the committees now the friend the Apalu.
Yeah, the Apalu Commission. Yeah.
That is Apalu, no a high court judge. So how is it that is Apalu? Ofi Abroche Eba Ghana no. I know any law a Jumano. Women law firm are not or such a UAP.
Debbie.
Quanquandium.
Any Hadiano.
You're born Quanquandium or Otaje.
Debbie.
Nanado Danko Gufado, the Papa law firm.
Oh, Edward Akufuado.
Exactly. Now, Ghana, your back was quite interesting. If you're not cool, no buyer, that is a palu in a year. It's not committees, also, commission, also. And now, we're making all kinds of findings against CPP stalwarts, ministers, and in Kikahom.
Now, with him, another revelation back of Fabai. Was it? Kwame Nkrumah no girlfriend bi enkani girl bi otues kagu girl na account to says can girl no famra
Enti ni embra lima eba ye no matete ni yo embra ni man ebe ye man pedi the new constitution no omo ye me say NDA, you establish a new Supreme Court because that time, none of the highest court is a court of appeal. They are taking new Supreme Court there, and you're being here the head of the Supreme Court. That's easy. If you are a idea, a parliament know that the court of appeal now know there. The man called Parliament. They said your man are appointing him as the head of the new Supreme Court. What does that say? Now, see, two sons are more now. Debut, CPP for now. What now on matter so in the past, no, as the head of the commission, no, only you see on numbers in Parliament. They do a mere on the two bar. Not any day. Can say, oh, Darby. You are not qualified to be the head. So they would have used the parliamentary process cleverly to remove him. What was that? Sana na ya pako said, eti. Inti, ye can say, Papa Bia, lawyer Pinibia, near friend of Victor Usu.
Aye.
Victor Usu.
He was my uncle.
Aha, and also with your Emma so. Inti, a branch here be a young lecturer, be an okay, a friend of Dr. Amwakutu.
Oh, Nana do Nipa Amwakutu.
Okay. And now, Omode Assembly court name at that time said, Darby, Muni Mukai, where the name who said, Mupetumu use parliamentary vetting, you know, Namunfehi Apalu as a way of political revenge. Because the Juma Waye immediately after the overthrow of Nkrumah. See, they say, the man for a CPP for another back. Because at that time, you are banning the CPP as a political party. What are they? And see, Papa, I found the Dr. Mwakutu for, or men and crow for, Omuyana, Omudi suit a bar court. Guess what? Not the lawyers for Amwakutu for Unimomo.
Eh, one more.
Nana do Danko Gufado, any Chachichikata.
Wow. You know, because one more the assembly.
Now, only the lawyers for Fuichikata, Chachichikata, Nana do Danko Gufado. No money the lawyers for Dr. Amwakutu for.
And I wouldn't say Chachichikata, Oye law school at the age of 20.
No, dear,
Now,
very unique.
Only Ghana.
Back to the issues. There has always been an attempt, one way or the other, to remove a justice of the Supreme Court, particularly a chief justice. We need the first time. But you see, the unique thing is that, the courts have always protected one of their own. The courts from 1970s have always protected one of their own. Into what stopped the CPP people from now back as Liman people from removing Justice Ababu was the court. Then, which means that you were Chief Justice and friend Aban.
Yeah, Justice Aban.
Good. Ghana Bar Association for Omo say Constitution war Article 146 no. Omo say no. This Article 146 a very deep passing makes me Chief Justice no through that. It only be Omo Omo issue a writ at the Supreme Court. Now relief now more SCK no. The court no grant you Omo that relief it would be the removal of Justice Aban using the back door. Ghana Bar Association court to get Aban removed. No, the Supreme Court once again came in strongly and dealt a heavy blow to the Ghana Bar Association. In fact, the judgment of Justice Justice Aban, Ajabin.
Yeah, Justice Ajabin.
Onek Pega.
Hey, Pega.
Yes. Justice Pega.
Yamin fan crazy.
This is what Ajabin said. Quote. And it is in the 1995-1996 One Ghana Law Report at page 598 of quote. It is clear from the above that our Constitution 1992, a Chief Justice, a Justice of the Superior Court, or Chairman of the Regional can only be removed from office by the President, acting on the recommendation of a committee appointed by the President or the Chief Justice, as the case may be, to inquire into a petition sent to the President alleging some misbehavior or incompetence against the one concerned. It is important to note that Article 1468 of the Constitution provides that the proceedings of the committee appointed to deal with such a petition shall be held in camera, in quotes. It is mandatory that said proceedings be held in private and not in public or open court, as has unfortunately been done in this case. It is the Akobane said, Ghana Bar Association before at the rate at the Aba, using that rate process to get the judge Aban removed. Supreme Court, national ecstasy. The reason for this important provision is obvious. It is to preserve, protect, and safeguard the authority, dignity, and independence of the judiciary. It will be a sad day for this country if this court were to grant the request of the Plaintiff Association and start removing our judges in open court, contrary to the provisions in the Constitution. It is in the light of these observations that I consider the action of the Plaintiff Association, that's Ghana Bar Association, who should be expected to know better. I should tell you, an association of lawyers, you should know better. Most unfortunate, as it is likely to undermine the judiciary in particular, the rule of law in general. This is our Supreme Court over 25 years ago on the same constitutional provision and so I find it a bit curious that the president of the Ghana Bar, like I say, an attempt, an impeachment proceedings sanctioned by Article 146 will be a bad precedent. I'm trying to understand the basis of that claim. I'm trying to understand. On what basis is it being urged on the good people of Ghana that a provision or an action sanctioned by Article 146 will be a bad precedent? Now, I've struggled. How in God's name is it that a compliance with the Constitution rather means a bad precedent? I don't understand. Maybe you yet your before then, from 1992, about the Electoral Commission chairperson leader.
Aye.
From 92, what is say Abandi under any government, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, the unida.
There begin Nanado time, no.
But under Nanado Danko Kufuado, and in fact, Nyami Senior, law of residence lecturer, Masupu Kwajima, he was the lawyer for the petitioners now. Omukan say Omeyi Yemane Charlotte say. Said you, at that time, we did not take that as an error of my mother. Your friend of Madame Sophia Kufu. Only at the petition of Comano. Only not now can show prima facie case has been determined. Later, in Ayaye Mame Sophia Kufu, SHA have a committee comprising Yaye Nipa, my Lord Justice Bene, my Lord Justice Mafosa, and Justice Agnes Doji. Only the try, I recommend it, say, you Febio, Yamame. Charlotte said, as a letter, was it a bad precedent? Is the same Article 146?
But among for the three arms of government, you know, ABI independent. Enti kobase the executive no issue article 146 no say what the beji the chief justice Nadia. Now say the executive is dabbling in the affairs of the judiciary. Minister, what is the argument here?
Right, Kwame. Sebi. And I say this with all humility. Right, Kwame. Do you think I am wiser than the people who put the 92 Constitution together?
There be. Remesini nimbienti omudi sheho.
Right, Kwame. Do you honestly believe that I am wiser than the people who put this Constitution together? Definitely not. On one edit provision, it means that they envisage a day when a chief justice can be removed. You know, Mama, express provision to handle that. Well, coming so far, President John Dramani Mahama, the Sumno, a Sum Ghana. Why you the Constitution doesn't sanction never. Never. But you see, President Mahama is put in a position of Pontius Pilate. President Mahama finds himself in a position of Pontius Pilate. Said you, for want of better word, Pharisee, funny to deceive for on a omodi omo petition the Abba Pontius Pilate name. Charging quite Jesus Christ to anamonse against him. What should I say? Decision where you and Kwana meeting you. A dear question saying, intimate court Judea, and yes,
Annie.
Yes, I'm about say.
Obi, a argument to be said. Sir, as the that provision 146 in Wahoni. Oh, one no be. I control once and more the command penny. A be a midi chief justice Kwame Nkrumah na ye de command ye de command no sinipa no won was my establish prima facie case against you na ye de trot was ko wo say e ho no na a problem no.
Okay, when you say Professor B wo ma mo higher kind process equity prempeh.
Yes, yeah.
Oye Jumadi. Oye Jumadi. To amend the constitution. Much of a baby, let's say a medium. And Kofua Omuka Sansam. A baby, Omunko Prosa Equity Prempeh Committee many. Now, Omun suggested as one of the constitutional amendments will be. Na ye way be kama. But then we are clear in our mind say the provision of having used it for 32 years now, we think it requires some amendment. Then we are clear in our mind. But President Mahama has taken an oath of office to apply, uphold, and preserve the 1992 Constitution. And that's 1 year. The penalties prescribed by law to apply to him, and that includes removal from office.
No.
Yes, okay, oath of office now will take here on the 7th of January. Incidentally, do you know who administered the oath of office to him? You might get to talk on. Okay, sometimes they call Sunday school, and now your teacher can say, repeat after me. Okay. Did you might get to talk on it? Or say, I, John Dramani Mahama,
do hereby,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I shall bear true faith and allegiance to Ghana, the laws of this country. And if Chief Justice cannot repeat it, okay, on the 7th. So why are people asking him to do that which will lead him to violate the Constitution? Now, on my business or violate constitution is here. It's in your or signing of your market. On fancy no. On fancy no. But you know, more so off.
It is a anchor. Wo eye obi a wo ma afutuo dia ma chief justice da bia do onye den
Okay.
se ka wo na wo ma afutuo dia ma chief justice ka abaka
Welcome. Chief justice na lawyer for omudi asemi mo emanu no omu ya lawyer omabele said you na senior lawyer ayikwe otu oye ni lead counsel no we need part 12.
I know.
Obi a waye law ha be ya toni din awo ma mu ha. Nti ya iko to onye ni part 12
ma menka na sembi wonim se wono apart from OKFM na onkasa baby a na emre bi ose man
so you can imagine a legal team being led by my senior Ayiko Otu. It's not a small. I strongly believe say Ombemano the best advice a lawyer need as you on command a client.
Okay, now where you finally and a quite snappy one. Matisse say fan wobo no must stabilizing the kakra ba a BOG krano ama BDC no they say $20 million say one fan krabi massa de beya you bet me stabilize it prices no binum see there be ade na wo no so cosmetic and here enche ebetimi aginsemu eni ade enche ne tsen
da kwame said you fan wo adwuma no eno ma ni kan ya has one ano pa and the reason is that kwame fan wo me yen no ha no ye kretia manone no we so crowd is kretia manone a den fa Ghana city nenkoto said you back on the way to kwan pa uko New York London Italy Düsseldorf who is the Ghana city or
Debbie
good and your dollar na we na ya we
anano kware me kodru Brussels me imagine say me first can free anko na me do am the card be wonu say airport o me yemfa enti afi me ho chiri me bedroom hotel no am say oh ye cry ha no yemfa sika ntua enti me card nam de ma o mo na o tis can free so enti me koto aduane a euro bibia
go ejimano ye di dollar in a day top if you say I'm raping international market no almost say a barrel of crude goes for either $70, $50 with a dollar near it. It's a new piano say exchange rate, you know, 70. Essay or my muhanama impacted on the price of petroleum products. In China, or my penny John Dramani Mahama Ebae. Na odi onunya for atoforsen edibeto ne sikasem so na also dey another very intelligent man IFNO Johnson Esiama editor Bank of Ghana and so on na your man Penny John Dramani Mahama appointed a colleague very young dynamic brilliant guy Sammy Gyamfi I didn't call gold board. I called down home. Through the instrumentality of these three men, and then you're gonna see, you know, nine coming and a Janet, another crack eye, or the night see the Nana Hata. Now, almost day. Ingenuity, sheer brilliance. I'm making sure I say, and then the Ghana city, you know, 9 and I course so I could do 17, and then apart from that we do 10.4, 10.3, 10.5. Look, we now do this, but thanks to the effort of these three gentlemen on their technical team, they do something special. It is your mountain and the money, my head, and he said, one, the exchange, the foreign exchange side, or be sure and one first. What show one first, the external component, like FOB, Samuel Man, you make me a handle. And it's not a movie from the 15 cities per liter. If you have a blue card at a normal town of 10.99. And then you was that one. And me, and now, a buyer, no. In the ability something to say. That one, you know what I say. Only the 80.
Again, Debbie.
Only the 80 here. Debbie, a back of him. In 6 months, in 6 months, Boda, Minia Sammy Gyamfi, at Tom, and me, I will say Ghana, the reserve, I shall not do not. You it is far more than the entire gold prices for the whole of 2024.
Wow.
The committee. Look, at the Armenia Sammy Gyamfi, a year of gold board honor. I think one of these you should engage in. Because in 6 months, okay. In 6 months, the gold purchase, and this is data driven. It is more than the entire gold purchase for the entire 2024. It is a big age baby can say the caution, so they say the artificial. I say blue. When you encaneno, under NPP aversion, when you get now on way to no.
I don't know.
Okay. It is around March, April. Now, can you create an anchor bond market? That is in you. You are called bond market. You are called bonds. If you are called bonds now, and then you get back into your reserve name. The reserve name will now give an artificial strength to the city. If you know this becoming year, bonds becoming year, because it's an city now starts to cost. It is from April, May, June, July, August, sometimes September. The city will be relying on the strength of the bonds. That's the distinction. So far, when we get the whole year, I'm buying Euro bond market here.
Then no senior say ya prim into no want to minko.
That is, and then I'm not only show up the city.
Okay.
Because the Mahama has a different model. That model is the gold purchase model by Sammy Gyamfi. You see the difference in governor. Yankasa, ye good year and then ye be use it to show up the strength of the city. About how you make maybe so Ghana you good Asana.
Ensign.
Asa.
Ensign.
Yeah, another thing I started to say uniquely the minister. I can't see me to go need the two. Maybe but the city may be too good, you know. Yeah, because of demand and supply dynamics, no. When the dollar could too good now, you need more cities in order to get the dollar to buy. With your city, we buy the gold in Ghana cities. That's the trick. I've been here. Now, I've been here no one no war. It is because you are buying the gold with cities, there is no pressure on the cities. Unlike in the past, I nearly said you dollar and the and it is now regulated. We get what we could talk outside the gold board authority. You have engaged in an illegality. That's smuggling, the law will deal with you. With Nico Prezi. What would take no? It was how much class was it present? Then I Sammy Gyamfi and anything I implemented. And you know this stability in the adversity. And what they can't say a short leave or no one see the gold trader say. Only at the Ghana City are too good no one. I think it's one wisdom no. But the other thing I go for my wisdom. You know the wisdom in this we need to say. Only the Ghana City no they are too good no. Can you? Now I got $10 gold no $3 into a Mexican. No, the other Bank of Ghana vote, Bank of Ghana that show up result. It is where I have a despite when you have for in the Pacoya they were breaching Krama. Sabi. And yet, now, I think it's not something you feel be out of balance. And then I'm the work I easier and my name, I will order sectors. It is at a forcing. Sammy Gyamfi Kabinaisiama. That Trinity, you know. Omama and Omama economy no abijinemu kama si. That one. Sebi, we the man that is maso. We are sure to be a miracle as a bad program also. Dr. Banyanya, ideas you cry for 8 years. Man can no more you come on my. No, Zakwame, make us a show. In 8 years, can you win how much Euro bond? And Nana do Danko Kupado can you for your time about me, Echo Jiba, my moha.
Nay, say
$11 billion.
Hey!
Now,
But
27. Hold on, what the 2017 Franklin Templeton bond and the Kawa now quite $13 billion.
That's me bo. We know rates payment rates no. Me can say insinuation.
What is that one? Both the no last week, let's see your haircut. Now
because your 13 billion. Say the background
$13 billion.
Amount 2%.
Eurobond, hold on, Eurobond alone, $11 billion. Now, inside the Franklin Templeton bond, the 2.25 billion they come one. That is in the region of $30 billion.
Yeah, the bad
the city, and so that was what they were using to artificially strengthen the city. It was also the trend analysis now. Under Akufo-Addo, the city will start showing some strength from April, May, June, July, August, September. September. Syndicated loans for Kuku. Kuku syndicated loan, by the time that it comes into Bank of Ghana. Now, not just the federal strengthen. Maybe Aqua could do December because December and for 4 years or more purchases orders. So they need more dollars. By the time I do December, January, February, March, that's it enough starting. Then we'll go for another Euro bond. It means we are consistently under the watch of President Akufo-Addo until 2022. Every year they were taking averagely $2 billion of Euro bond. In fact, in 2022, we are starting Euro bond. But the other element there, the international rating agencies are downgrading them. And then now Euro bond. So the next one, quickly they have to follow on the Bank of Ghana. And even out here, from 2022 to 2024, Bank of Ghana and the Akufo-Addo administration over 64 billion Ghana cedis. That was their model of economics. President Hama, so far, so good. We are calling Euro bond here. We are calling Cocoa syndicated loan here. And look at the strength of the city. I drink here. And I want the MPP president to come and debate me on this. is data driven. That's the data. They were doing consistently, annually, an annual average of $2 billion of Eurobond to give an artificial strength of the Ghana city. And how can I? When we say in sports, you'll be performance enhancing drug.
Oh, yeah. Steroids, no, I didn't know.
Steroid. That's the word. It's not in the ambulance, no more CD, no steroids with Eurobond. If you don't say, Sadi, no, I don't know who. Akata. What do Akata for?
Akata, I mean, Akata for 9. One more
it's not a steroid. Eurobond steroid. Near the Magana. You know, so far, in 6 months, your mama are not going for Eurobond. 2017, and another bank will cover the Penny. By April, we are budget for contemplating bond of 2.25 billion. As you speak, no such thing are happening. So there is promise, there is hope for the future. The gold purchase program at Joma is a novelty. Look, my brother Sammy Gyamfi is doing a yeoman's job. My brother Samuel Gyamfi, normally a gold border. Yeah, and see a monabaso. I'm an appointee, he's an appointee. But they say, Ubiya dia Osayini Ana
Annie.
We say the ingenuity to do the purchases with Ghana CD. No, that's the game changer.
Okay. Mamina was it.
Sakano, when you say if you are doing gold purchase over $4 billion, it means that you need CD equivalent of $4 billion. So if you were purchasing it in Ghana in dollars, it means that you needed $4 billion, the CD equivalent, to do that. So that was where the pressure was coming from. This time, we are purchasing it with CDs. A buying is involved. So the pressure is gone. Simple. And that year, many America will be built piano. Just as I know how it has been, and maybe on the number for Sammy Gyamfi.
I see.
Because if you young people will be at the end of come out, because Ghana City, no, about from no, I'm not a Juma Mille MP, no, about from Prez and about from. Prez and about from. It's a mess, many a miracle. Our Okasama, Onyanfo, Dr. Mahmoud say, let's send any deal. The new program we are on Fred, Sao Baye, and Rano. No Casu, no criminal meaning model now. President Mahama is using a unique model. Now, many are doing 20 requirement in the America craft. On which now it was after years, we pray no. What are you?
Matias, Mamma, now I say, Namisan Pamfamo.
It's here,
Obia Sojo, so lawyer Godwin, Eddie Tamaklo, MPA boss, and then I drink one. Yeah.
Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV.